Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Tex-Trek First Reaction stream for 4.5 Vulcans. Didn't even have, I remembered that title because it was very descriptive of what was going on. Everyone want to go around and introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I'm Aaron Harvey, and I am here right now. No, I was the co-author and designer of the book behind me, the Star Trek: The Animated Series guide, and do comic book stuff. And yeah,
I'm
I'm very
Stan
tired.
Williams. I am the co-host of the Salon Star Trek podcast, which will be live here on YouTube at 6:30 this evening at Salon Trek, wherever you listen to your Star Trek nonsense.
And I'm Rachel, and I'm usually here and other places like Masks of Mayhem. I guess was everyone like to see what they thought about this episode, which was a highly anticipated isn't the right word, but
Highly
Yeah,
something.
feared maybe.
yeah. Aaron.
um, well, it was on first. It definitely was better than I thought it would be, given the one little bit that we saw from Comic Con last year. There were still bits and pieces that weren't great. And then I loved it the first time around, just as far as just the comedy, and it was just fun. But then the second time, when you actually know the jokes, you kind of paid more attention to the other stuff, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Just from logistics, and like if we're talking logic, it's kind of the worst episode to have something not make any sense. But yeah, so I think on second viewing, maybe not as much. And there are bits and pieces that I could just do completely without. But it was fun. It's part of that whole severe narrative whiplash. Like, it's a comedy this week, which was fine. Like, if that was the one that we got once a year, or and we had more than 10 episodes. But it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
but I better than having a bad episode, I guess. So
Stan.
Great transition to me. Speaking of bad episodes, now I did not like this episode, but there were things in this episode I liked. That's probably the best way I can sum it up. I agree that a whole lot in this episode just did not make any sense, and I'm gonna be brave and controversial and name names. Like Henry Alonso Myers does excellent work a lot of the time. This was not a showcase of that. This is co-written by him, and I think his I Want to Play with Spock fingerprints were all over it. The other episodes from his co-writer on this episode, significantly better in my opinion. His other episodes have been better. So I think they had a couple of things that they wanted to do in this episode, and they did not care how they got there. Like, we want a scene with
a really good way to put that.
Kirk and Scotty. Don't care if it makes any sense. Why the hell is this guy here yet again? Also,
that's
side
the book
note,
cover where it's like, why are you still, or what? How the Enterprise one?
And like, side note, do not ever show up to my apartment / starship by surprise. I need a subspace message ahead of time. Like, you're gonna come visit your brother and not tell him? Come on.
Yeah.
Also, there's gonna be a long list. I'm gonna have a very long list of things that were frustrating, did not make sense. Why did they do this? Followed by the phrase, that said, and I'm gonna try and find the good here, because there was a lot of good fun stuff in this episode. I really liked Pelia. Her up top moment was not really up top worthy.
It made no sense.
But that generally was funny. Pelia is funny. Una and La'an are great. I'm glad that this show remembered that they're really good friends, and we got some really good friend stuff. I am surprised to say that I liked Una and Doug. And I'm surprised because I think this episode was a waste of Patton's talent and Rebecca's talent, which I often think for the character. But while I would normally hate the bombshell with the not conventionally as attractive partner trope, this wasn't like King of Queens to me. This was like, they're both aliens.
I actually thought of that.
Yeah,
show.
but these two are both aliens, and that helped me. And they did have some legit chemistry. Like I could see it. I like their scenes together were fun.
I was like, Patton Oswalt is charming enough that you're like, oh no, I get it.
Yeah.
Although not that charming. I can't imagine why she'd act like, a 13-year-old.
And I need to check the dates because like they haven't seen each other in 15 years, but she stole a shuttle when she was a fresh lieutenant. Like she is not getting promoted quickly enough given how great she is. And then like again, there's a long list of things that do not make sense. The mission that sparked everything. And then ordinarily when I don't like an episode, I can point to the performances. And in this case, other than maybe Celia as Vulcan Uhura, to a lesser extent, Jess as Vulcan Chapel, and to roughly the same extent, Christina as Vulcan La'an. She had fun with it at least. I was shocked at how bad Anson Mount was in this episode.
Yes. I have that in my notes.
Comedy is hard.
He does not know how
it is not for him.
Yeah.
Comedy is harder.
But no,
for
comedy
a lot
is
of
good
actors
when he's
than
not
drama.
trying to. I think he's putting another layer on top of it is the problem, because if he's just being Pike, which is
he
still
was giving me
kind of like
Conehead vibes, not Vulcan vibes.
I almost wonder because he's
remembers
naturally quite charming that it's like him having to turn that off, which is like hard for him.
Yeah. They also seem to forget in this episode that Una is very strong. Like her struggling with that chair while a funny moment, like it did not fit the character. We know that she has more strength than a human. Like her just screeching it across would have been fine, not struggling to carry it. I'm gonna nitpick the hell out of this episode, and I apologize to the audience ahead of time.
I'll just try again. I enjoyed this episode a lot more than I thought I would. It's by no means a perfect episode, but I do think I've been having a very hard time at work, and I think just getting something that was straight laughs was like what I needed the first time I watched the episode. Rewatching it, I was like, oh no, there are like things that don't quite work. But I also, when I was just watching Patton Oswalt and Ethan Mount riffing on Vulcans, I was like, oh, I don't care right now.
Yeah.
I just want to watch a goofy fun time. But there are things, like when I rewatched it, that I was like, oh, that doesn't quite make sense. But then there's just be, like for instance, every time Pelia pops up in her bed, being like these 48-minute shifts are killing me. It
42.
broke me every time.
42-minute shifts, which makes no fucking sense. Like, again, they had some things that they wanted to do, and they did not care how it happened. And like,
just because are they biologically then like totally Vulcan? Because then humans need sleep for their bodily functions, and we have a different physical body than like unless their entire internal organs rearranged and
like we know that Vulcans sleep. Like we've seen it.
Okay, I'm going to try to explain something in TLDR. When I lived in Hawaii for a year, and they had an insane school schedule. Instead of like A-B day, they had like A through G day, and we just like rotated through them, and it never made any sense to me. And I was like, this is what the schedule sounds like to me. And it is hell. Like,
I was working with people in France, England, New York, and Japan for projects. And so I just felt like I was doing the same thing. It's like, I'll take a nap for 3 hours and get up and go to sleep. So yeah, I would not be able to handle that. It does make Jellicoe seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it does. Just add one more shift, not 40.
Yeah. I think I was just frustrated with the writing in this episode because everything that they did, I get it. Like I could see Pike becoming a hard ass about efficiency. Like there's a way to do that makes sense. Like
they also started acting like they were like kids or teenagers or something. There was like their I don't know. Just something was not.
I guess that kind of I did appreciate the explanation that it was like it's not just because they became Vulcans; it's they're like Vulcans based off Spock.
Yes,
They're like no,
that
we're
was
not.
very helpful.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Was
that explains a little more of what's going on.
was that line added after the fact because of everybody
In her
complaining
supplemental.
about that scene? Because it was just a voiceover, and it kind of the rest of it didn't necessarily track with that. Why did they get Vulcan hairdos?
Yeah,
like, dude,
That's not
maybe,
your hairdo isn't genetic.
Yeah. Maybe I mean, talk to my curls. There's something genetic going on there.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like there was things that were like shaved and changed and like, very quickly.
Like, teenagers, it kind
Like
of
that.
makes sense in the like because Vulcans have like really strong emotions. So I could see that.
I guess I could see
like
that.
leading that to like a stereotype of what teenagers are.
I think for me, like speaking of stereotypes, that Pike felt like he was somebody who saw Star Trek 10 years ago and saw that Vulcan guy and was asked to do an imitation of him. And that's how what he remembered. Because he was like a really bad version of a Vulcan that somebody did at a party or on Saturday Night Live skit that you're like, oh, please, my God, end, please.
No, I think that Etibat would have never been hired if he was supposed to be playing a Vulcan. Is like the like actual answer. It's just like he was like, this is not why you hired me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like there's the Kirkovian serum being based on Spock's impression. Like, let me backtrack. I don't know what the purpose of this episode was. You know, like last week we got to ask important questions about Starfleet from a third party, somewhat biased observer, but whatever. Like that when I struggle with the show, like especially in season 2, I'm like, okay, what's the point? Like, what's happening here? What's the allegory? What is the Star Trek of this Star Trek? In this episode, the closest I can come is it was an exploration of Spock's internal impression of Vulcan and growing up as a half Vulcan, but they did not make that clear if that was their point. That's what I'm taking from it. And the Kirkovian serum being based on them fixing their approximation of him helps with these 4 people being more generically assholic than Vulcans are, even though they are kind of assholes generally themselves. Like I actually, that's one thing I appreciated about Patton Oswalt's character being there is we could see here is an actual Vulcan, not a vulcanized human through a serum, whatever. Like I think they could have painted that picture of this is Spock's impression and this is based on Spock's experience and help. Like they want to paint the backstory so badly, like how they missed the mark in this, because it could have been all about how he struggled so much as a child that this is what he thinks Vulcans are, and how sad season. That he goes further into being like them in the future.
Thing, and maybe I'm going to make the assumption none of them have seen the documentary yet, just because I was like, he did talk last week about how he self-harmed because of being like being called like a half Vulcan, and I was like, guys, like
it was not mentioned at all here.
Yeah.
This year it seems like they do a really good job of coming near a point and then veering away. Like there's just like it's what really weird for me. It feels like episodes that have been written by ChatGPT. I know that's probably not what it is, obviously, especially given the whole writer's strike. But it feels like they dumped a bunch of Star Trek stuff into a computer and said, "Okay, spit me out an episode." And you're like, "Yeah, that looks Star Trek enough. Okay, let's take this and clean it up a little bit. We're done." And it that's what all of these episodes. Even the Salot who ate its own tail, which I really liked, didn't have a really clear message at the end, except for maybe capitalism is bad if you really try to get it out of that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I think And it's like, what's the point? I was like, I think the point was to the writers was like, let's give them funny things to do. But yeah, that doesn't necessarily with the story of it. Because there's some parts that I thought worked better. Like, does it make sense that Kirk is back on the Enterprise? I don't know, but it was fun watching him hang out with like Scotty. I did, and I realized when I rewatched it, I thought that the serum would affect people with different genetics like differently was kind of actually set up well by Pelia, because it didn't work on Pelia, and then
I think
it
it affected
weird,
La'an differently,
and then it affected La'an differently. I thought it was like set up well. But
none of them really needed to even go through that, because if the aliens knew that Vulcans existed, I don't think that they would freak out about a race of people that look nearly identical to Vulcans except for their ears and they have emotions.
Yeah.
Stronger emotions. That there's or and we just Spock could go down with it. And it's like, these are the people that, this is who I work with. We have there's more people out in the galaxy, which you got to find that like they had to have guessed that at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
This culture is, they're not that stupid sounding, at least.
Yeah, again, there's a long list of things in this episode that made no sense.
So that was
none
like,
of the
show
science,
didn't even need to happen.
So
that's what was really bad.
the musical episode made more scientific sense than this episode.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to say this episode made scientific sense. They tried with a line.
Yeah, and like I get what they were doing with the scene where they fix things quicker.
Yeah.
Like, but it just went to further demonstrate that it was not necessary to go through all this. Like, if they just got in there very quickly, well, then a group of humans could have gotten in there very quickly. And the point of this episode was saying, it seems Vulcans are better at everything than humans, which is not true. And
I don't know that it's saying, because by the end they're like, no, actually, the Vulcans are very bad at interpersonal relationships and like knowing when to take a break.
Yeah.
I guess if we want to go like the different storylines each of them had, I don't know. I would say Uhura and Beto now have like his and her pretty egregious thing they've done to each other. So I don't know.
Kind of even now. I thought that too. It's like,
yeah.
Well, check on the other side.
They established consent at least. That was
sorta, I guess, because he wasn't really. He's like brainwashing.
Well, he agreed to the brainwashing at least.
Right. I think it didn't.
That's
know
not
that
a
it would be quite
sentence that I would
extreme,
ever say
I'm
out
guessing.
loud. Well, he consented to being brainwashed.
Yeah.
This week on Star Trek, Strange New World.
I love apparently
Star Trek.
When you get Spock's stuff, you get his obsession with basically be like, can I mind meld with you?
I mean, I have asked that question before, but in very different contexts.
I did like Erica being like, what the hell? Like the Erica being, she's like, clearly you find him annoying. I was like, yeah, it's my little brother. Like, it's not.
I loved her in this episode. Like, she was more interesting than she's been in a while.
Yeah. And
her getting Uhura to realize, oh, I fucked up, was nice. In fact, she was the only successful one at it. The others had to be convinced. Like, what convinced the three? Pike was Marie being a badass, which I loved, and getting kicked out of his quarters. Uhura
was great.
Ortegas calling her out. Chapel did not seem to have. What got Chapel out of it?
It seemed to. I did wonder if there was a missing scene where they got to see everyone else in their like Katra state, and they just like didn't have time for it and cut it.
Well, yeah,
they cut a lot. They cut a lot out of this episode, and it was
I'm guessing that's why Pelia.
Yeah.
The Pelia's high five. I feel like there must have been some other point that somebody made or that he made, because that point didn't make sense. Like, that's not a high five. It's like, oh, you're normally more what is it? More detailed. High five. Like, what?
Yeah. And like the moment was funny. Like
Too much LSD.
Anson's reaction to it
LDS.
was funny. Like a big like, why are you high-fiving me?
Yeah, with the you do know
he
what
does a
this
good
is.
side
yes.
eye. Like
Yeah.
direct comedy is not his thing, but
Mhm.
comedic reactions to
I think-
Pelia he
Yeah.
does pretty good with.
You know what I think? I think he's like a really good straight man,
Yes.
which is
He, like
which is
when
like,
he was doing the cooking,
yeah.
where he walked in and he just like turned around and goes back out. It's like that was
Yeah.
really good timing.
I don't like, because I feel like I've seen him, you know, because we were saying he's not funny. I thought he was pretty funny in the Space Adventure Hour. As the
Yeah, but that
not
wasn't like
Gene Roddenberry.
comedy
Yeah,
necessarily. I mean,
but
I think humor and comedy are probably two different things.
Yeah, I didn't see that as a comedic. I mean, well, there were comedic elements like Rebecca's death.
To be fair, I think Pike might have just been reacting to being high-fived during a briefing. Not that the idea that high fives exist.
No, because we've seen characters in Star Trek high five each other all the time.
Yeah, Tilly.
I think he thought it was
Oh, yeah?
weird to do it there, which, to be fair,
Yes, that
he's
is
right.
true. Especially when it's like,
it was
hey,
not
this doesn't make any sense, lady.
worthy moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that
but
would
I
be
did
my
love
confusion.
her. Like, you do know what this is, don't you? Like that.
Yeah.
That was funny. But like,
and for her that
needed
makes
it to
sense
be
because
worthy.
she's lived so long, she doesn't know what people know necessarily.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and to be fair, like it's also that thing where like high fives are actually a relatively new thing.
Mhm.
Like the 70s, which is bizarre to
Oh,
think.
for her, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Rebecca Romaine in this episode.
Yes.
And I did find the interesting setup where for a second you had someone standing in front of Doug to be like, maybe it's this more conventionally attractive man. But I remember thinking,
oh yeah,
I know what Patton Oswalt sounds like. That's clearly Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
What's the Okay, I play a game called Disney Dreamlight Valley. Remy the Rat is a character in that game, but he's tiny, so he'll run by and I won't know he's there except I'll hear Patton Oswalt. And I was just like, where the fuck is he?
I wonder if this is a case of sort of like the parts are bigger than the whole. Essentially, it's like all these little individual parts are kind of interesting, but they don't stitch too well together as a whole. And when they do, it's not really great what they say.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed Una in this episode, even though, like, there were. They did an okay job in Pelia's quarters of explaining, like, technically this is not a relieve them of duty worthy situation. Ish. I would disagree, but I
was like, they've gone through a major change. I think that's fine to be like, you should
yeah,
go
like
back to a tip therapist.
This is where like I take what I said earlier back. When I don't like an episode, I can usually say I like the performances.
Yeah.
In Rebecca's case, I can say that because I did not love a lot of the choices for her character in this episode, but I loved her performance.
Yeah.
Like she's a better first officer than we see in this episode. She's not weird around men like we saw in this episode, but that it's this one person in particular for reasons. I wanted maybe one more sentence of like, we had a mind meld and once, and since then
that would
something to make a little more sense. She doesn't
strike me, even when she's into somebody, not being like boy crazy.
Yeah,
she's like a little.
So her performance won me over, even though I like in any other show, I would think this is gross.
Why am I even talking?
Yeah,
that was great.
I like the comedic, like Spock just obviously purposely spilling a drink on her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can lie, but they can't do like fake.
I do love Spock clearly just being so uncomfortable by pretending to be like Una's husband. Just like, you're my boss. This is not proper. This is not logical.
Well, and I think we've also proven that Vulcans can lie. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that. I don't
Oh,
think
that's my
makes-
favorite lie that they tell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's the lie that they tell. It's like,
Oh God, what is
you
the-
know who clocked it was Pelia in her introduction, because she says a Vulcan's inability to lie. She
Yeah.
knows they can lie, they're just not good at it. Hence them lying and saying we cannot lie.
God, what is I don't know what book this is from, but there's a Star Trek book that said like Vulcans don't lie, and they go, never, Spock lied.
Right.
Um,
It's like what is it? There's two people lying, like one's a liar and one isn't. And
Yeah.
that whole.
and
I think that Paley is great to see her quarters again and find out that she's like off the grid, which I thought of Mariner's like I require grid,
Yeah.
But just like, and I think it was Steven who had pointed out that maybe she and Mbanga might be having something because he seems to know more about the
her quarters than anybody else.
Yeah.
I did notice when she goes like, or who I'm here with, he kind of like gave her a look, and I was like, are they hooking up?
And his hand, her hand wasn't like around him, but it was like close. You know, it was on the back of the couch.
I mean, good for them. Like if they are.
Like I'm a little tired of the romances on this show, but like I would love
need to be anymore.
Yeah.
Chapel tried to take care of that. See, this is another lie that just like got me when she like broke up with Corby, and Corby just like, what? And then she goes to Spock like, I'm breaking up with you, and he's like, you already did that?
Yeah, that was funny.
Like
the apology with all three of them at the same time felt odd.
Yeah.
But sure.
I was like, I think they both deserved an apology. I don't know that together.
Yeah.
However, I did enjoy the moment where Spock is like, the soup is not satisfactory.
Yes.
And then she's like, rude. And then she takes it. She's like, oh, never mind. That was like the most polite way you could have said that.
I'm trying to see my notes. If there's anything else.
Yeah, I also there's a thing that I think Trek writers do, especially in newer. I don't mean new Trek, toxic fandom, new Trek hate. I mean like in newer Trek, when writing Vulcans, they seem to throw out the word logic or logical or illogical. I counted 8 instances in this episode, including one that was not right. Logical does not mean accurate. Like Pike's line or La'an's line, I forget who actually says it. Is that not logical, Spock? Like, no, you were asking if what somebody said was correct.
Yeah.
That drives like, I'm not normally a grammar and definition snob, but words do mean things.
So it's a new Trek using logical for Vulcans, like Berman era Trek used honor for Klingons.
Yes. You have no honor, and my honor will be better than your dishonor, and my dishonorable actions will be wiped away with new honor. In
Star Trek.
Star Trek. It's like, God. Logical does not mean correct.
This is not logical necessarily, but Scotty like saying cool or whatever, like the way he was acting, like I don't ever imagine Scotty being that person. That was very weird to me.
Yeah. Like I
know that you change when you get older and stuff, but he doesn't seem like that.
That came off
like a
like
bro
more
friend.
like awkward to me, the going cool. Like
somebody's
his awkwardness wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
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 Can we talk about Kirk showing up again?
Yeah.
And Corby, like one problem that I have with, again, newer Trek, sorry, the galaxy is so fucking small. Like, how is Kirk right there? How is Kirby still right there? How is Beto still right there? They had like the coincidence of Doug. Like, I could forgive one of those. 4 of them in one episode is wild. Unless, like, if they had done a better job over the last couple of episodes of saying following our mission 2 sectors over at Parnassus Beta or whatever.
I guess
Like,
this made sense because they were going to like shore leave on a popular shore leave planet. So I assumed Corby was meeting her there anyways. Because like
yeah,
if I was doing shore leave, I'd be like, "Hey, long distance boyfriend."
but that
like
substance breakup was like, it just made him seem like he was elsewhere. But like,
yeah,
you're not wrong,
me.
but you're
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, that did confuse me that she brought. Like to be fair, she wasn't at her most polite. Then I was like, if he's close enough, break up with him in person.
Well, she's apparently a Vulcan who doesn't care about anything
Yeah.
or anyone, so she's not going to take that. That would not be efficient.
Yeah, I did enjoy the like, no, just go to sleep, Chapel. Like, so.
Yeah, they looked instantly tired. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, there's such a mishmash of things in here that could have been good to talk about something related to racism or expectations or being the best of both halves. I don't know. There's something somewhere that could have come out, but it was all just so all over the place that it's like, I guess, Doug being the best human and Vulcan of all is interesting because he's Vulcan. But we did miss the opportunity to have a Vulcan named Steve, which I wanted to do because that's the cartoon that they were going to do in 1969. The Vulcan kid that was going to be on, they had like, basically it was like Starfleet Academy. Every adult had a kid paired with them. And Spock had a little boy named Steve, who was a Vulcan. I'm like, what? So we always had Steve.
As I see, it doesn't, we don't have names. It's just so everyone knows in the Aaron's name says Aaron as like a Vulcan version of it. And
where they go?
Because I had a comment turned on.
Ah.
That would have been good. I did apparently his parents influenced his aunt and uncle because one of them was a cousin that had a human name.
Susan.
Yeah. I was surprised they weren't all S names. Stick to the theme of the S or T names. As someone whose brother is named Doug, though, this was very funny to me.
Patton Oswalt is good in like small doses. It feels like there wasn't too much of him, at least, but there was too much of that relationship that just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't a good use of him and his talent. The post-credit scene was cute. I'm glad that was a post-credit scene. If that happened in the episode, I would have been frustrated by the distraction.
Yeah. I think that was the perfect place for it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy what is clearly that they're like Spock broke a smile and like that is clearly Ethan corpsing. Yeah. That like Ethan was holding off as long as he could.
I got a good laugh with the big Lurpa line and Patton eyeing Ethan. Because I believe it. I believe it. I don't know, but I want to, and I believe it. I did like La'an and Pike's I am not permitted to discuss it scene. That was cute. Like that was good.
They're like, I know a thing, but like, do you know a thing?
When he
like,
wasn't yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of the first times I've just skipped over the intro. Like, nope, I don't need it. Because again, he was like somebody pretending to be a Vulcan that he heard about it like when they watched the show when they were a kid. Like, now try to be a Vulcan.
Yeah.
I guess they talk like this.
It's like he only watched.
We've seen Vulcans narrate, or not narrate, but speak in functions, and they don't sound like that.
You know what it sounded like? It sounded like Spock in the cage. Check the circuit.
Yeah.
Yelling loudly for no reason.
The women.
The women.
Yeah.
The humans.
I use that gif a lot. The women.
I did like his obsession with cleaning.
Yes.
It was kind of funny.
Bringing back that humans have a smell that's offensive, that's strong.
That did make sense. Like all of a sudden, he would be like, "Oh my god, this is what Spock's been smelling."
Yeah. I think I said this earlier. I liked Marie in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine this promotion is going to be a fake out. Or here's my concern. They've set up something interesting for Battelle. She was hookup buddy in the pilot. Then they decided to make more and didn't really do it well.
Know what to do with it,
in my opinion, for a while. This season, I don't know why she's still on the ship, but whatever. They're doing some good.
I think she's getting the medical treatments, right?
She should be at a Starbase medical facility, but whatever. Whatever. They've set up something really interesting.
Well, I think part of it is they were still using Una's blood for a while, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. But now they don't need it or do they? Like, whatever. So lack of clarity in that part. But even beyond that, they were they've set up something interesting. And Trev and I wrote that article for Trek Movie about like our theory is she's going to become Gorn. And for funsies, we said Arena Gorn. Like that's why they look like that. And maybe that is actually Captain Battelle, which would be fucking hilarious.
That would be very weird.
Oh, I wasn't trying to kill you. I was looking for my boyfriend.
Yes. I said, bring me the captain of the Enterprise. Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
That guy I was seeing in the hallway all the time?
He was always on the ship. They gave him the Enterprise. Yeah.
Sam's brother?
I guess if you just what is it? Possession is 9/10 of the law. So it's like, it's my ship now because I've been here the whole time.
So part of the theory has to do with the fact that Beep Beep Pike goes to Vina. And like that's a big part of it. It's not just that he can live out a fantasy where he's no longer disabled because, ableism in Star Trek is very real. It was also that Vina was there, his connection to her, which assumes that there is not anyone else in his life that he would want to be with.
Yeah.
So my supposition was, Battelle's going to die, and they've set up a really interesting way for her to be fridged, although I don't like it, whatever. But I swear to God, if now it's just, well, she went to be a lawyer again, so they break up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like this. All of this was a very long-winded way of saying they set up something really cool, and I'm worried that they're going to do something boring. Like, I'm going to be a lawyer now, so we got to break up.
I do
Battelle, Gorn lawyer.
As someone whose father was part of the JAG Corps, in what sense of like you're a lawyer you're like a court lawyer, and also you run a ship? Why would you have both of those jobs? Like,
Starfleet does not make a lot of sense sometimes.
No, it does not.
Gorn Girl is my new name for her. Anybody seen Gone Girl?
Yep. It is interesting.
Ally McGorn.
Because I can't think of her name right now. I've never disliked the actress playing Battelle, but I always thought she was like a little boring. I was like, they clearly just weren't giving her enough to do. Because now that they're giving her stuff to do, I'm like, no, I actually really enjoy this character.
Melanie Scarfano. She's great.
Thank you. Yes.
Like
I always thought, and I guess I always liked her when they did use her, but they was mostly like, she is there to be girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she would, for as little as she had in the pilot, there was something interesting there. And then they were like, we should do something, but not do it well until season 3. Yes. I want every kind of Star Trek show. I want a political show. I want a Trek legal show. Yes.
Especially as someone who grew up on military bases, specifically with a father who was in the JAG Corps. I'm like, that sounds super interesting to me. And
and if we do something like
actual JAG, not like whatever the TV show JAG, where they were basically cops.
Yeah,
that's not like the JAGs are not the same as the military police.
Yeah.
This is where if they give you all those different shows, then we don't have to have the wildly shifting back and forth type of show inside of one Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's your comedy.
And instead of doing that, they could tie in, like the Enterprise gets called to the Judge Advocate General show's base for a trial, and it's a crossover.
that's what last week when
David
the
Ellison,
Starfleet
give me a
thing,
call.
they could have done something really interesting and introduced the Starfleet Academy people or someone by having them find that footage from this documentary in the 32nd century. And then they could have like been trying to put together, it's like, what do all these pieces mean? You know, they're trying to rediscover what Starfleet is because it's been, gone for 150 years. So that could have been a really interesting way of framing it. And then maybe you wouldn't hate Beto as much.
Yeah,
but it just seems like they're taking the lowest, the easiest, the quickest route to getting a script out. And maybe that's true because of the writer's strike. I don't know. Maybe season 4 will be different and just like,
I mean, that is like
hit it out of the park. Fingers crossed.
I don't think a lack of time was the problem with this episode.
I'm sorry. Kevin Richardson's comment made me crack up.
No, it's give up all your. Do Vulcans have friends? Do they? Spock has friends. I guess Tuvok has friends.
Yeah, and we've seen in the lower decks episode of I'm trying to say oh my god, lower decks. That's like, why does that sound wrong? Like the episode where they're looking at all the different shit, the ways douche. You see that there are Vulcans like, would you like to play chess? Like, oh yes, that sounds, So I'm assuming that those are kind of like friends, and outside of work they probably do. It would be strange not to. That's advantageous. That actually is. It's illogical to distance yourself from everyone.
To be fair, maybe that's them in the future. We saw there that she had like commitment issues. Maybe her commitment issues were like bleeding into friendship.
Yeah. I think that's why this episode needed more clarity around this being the result of Spock's lonely half Vulcan childhood perceptions of Vulcan personified. Self-hating, the personification of it. That kind of helps explain why he chooses later to explore his Vulcan side, because he starts to realize, oh, the ones I was around were assholes, but not all of them. And I need to learn more about my culture now as an adult. Like, to use therapy speak, he needs to heal his inner child because his childhood was so rough.
Especially because and to be fair, Ultrek had this issue too, where they like clearly didn't know which episode was like before or after, where it was like this coming right after Spock had told a story about like self-harming because of being bullied by Vulcans. I'd be like, that seems like it should come up.
Yeah.
The like example I always give in TNG, there's that scene where like Riker's cooking for everyone. He's like, "Oh, I did that because my like something about my dad," and Pulaski is there in that scene, and she's talking about it like that. And the next episode, they established that she had a relationship with his father, and I was like, it didn't occur to her to be like, "Oh, I know your dad." I know your father.
Maybe she's just discreet.
Yeah, very discreet.
Yeah, I've got to drop soon, but I'll just end it with this. There were a lot of fun moments. I see what they were trying to do in a few cases, but I think this episode just really missed the mark. I think each of them did something deeply awful, and many of them problematic. There could have been they could have done this like this what I think they were trying to do could have been done, and they really missed the mark, which is a bummer because I want to like this episode, and I will like some things about it, but it's just a bad episode in my opinion, and I hate to leave on a negative remark, but I gotta go get ready for the salon, and so Chris will take over for me.
Hey.
And I will see you all on the salon in 44 minutes or so. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, everyone, check out the salon after this. Hi, Chris. You
Hello.
timed that, because we were talking about, we'll probably work if Stan leaves early anyway, so, you having to come later.
That was just that was just perfect timing.
I know. I guess, what did you think of the? I guess say hi, and what did you think of this episode?
Hello. Oh, let me get everybody resituated on my screen here real quick. Hello. I'm Chris with the Transporter Room. I hear Stan coming in when he was saying, I don't know. It was a good, it was an okay episode. I have missed all these because I've almost had something going on every Thursday night the last few weeks, but, I just feel like every now and then they're missing. They're just not hitting on all thrusters all the time. Like at the end when you've got, they had to turn, which is cool, but they had to turn, Leon and Spock's trying to get her to not become a Vulcan into a dance routine.
See, maybe it's because I enjoy dance like that. I was like, ooh, creative.
It's creative. You are right. You're right.
It's also their emotional connection started with the dancing. So
that's true. Okay,
pull them in.
That's true.
The whales are the what don't make sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In
your head, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was funny how they I felt bad for everybody while they were Vulcans because all of the what did you say, the sorries they had to go give after they.
I need to say sorry to
everybody. Everybody.
That was great.
I love that, Chapel's the one who said, I have to say sorry to everyone. I was like, you put everyone on insane schedules. You need to apologize to
everybody. Yes.
Ship-wide announcement.
Yeah, that was funny. And then of course, we'd seen it in the preview when Pelias like, oh, it didn't work on me.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't remember. I don't think they put it in the teaser. When I know she said LSD didn't work. That was like LSD in the '60s, the '90s, and then last Thursday.
Yeah. And I was like, I love how she's trying different strands. That she was like, maybe this one will work on me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, post-Vulcan 12-step program. But I think I was talking with some group recently about kind of these episodes a little bit. Overall, I've enjoyed them, but not just that diehard, just gotta love them like you had some of the first two seasons. And I think it's just because if we'd had 26 episodes, these would be those one-off type episodes, and we're just getting all of those in a way. That's the best way to put it.
I love Goofy Trek, but the problem is that and it's not even Strange New Worlds. It's this is the only Trek we're really getting this year.
Yeah, exactly. And so, lots of Ivans here. Okay. And also I was thinking, could Pike's hair get any taller?
Don't ask, and they'll do something with it.
Right? We have to have.
I don't know.
Peak hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, it was kind of cool to see another side of Una, though. I was not expecting at all for Patton Oswalt to be her husband. It was right before it. I figured out when I was like, "Oh, this is where Patton's going to show up," because I'd seen him in the trailer. Mm-hmm.
I talked about this a little before. They tried to do that fake out for a second, where it was a traditionally attractive man, but I was like, I know what.
And he's dressed kind of like Doug, which is interesting. Yeah. If you look at him, they have similar clothing.
But I was like, I know what Patton Oswalt sounds like. You can't trick me that the other man is Patton Oswalt.
No.
I just wish that there's enough romances. We've had it's not romance.
I don't know that they were married. I don't know. They don't establish they were married or. Just,
no, I think they would just have a long-term a deep relationship.
Okay, because she said her ex, and so I guess I was thinking married. But you're right. You're
The
right.
ex-boyfriend. I mean,
Crazy
I refer to-
ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I refer to like, I've never been married. I have exes.
True. I guess for whatever reason, my mind went straight to married for some.
And yeah, like if they later try to establish, oh, they're divorced, that wouldn't like. I don't think that would break anything.
No, not at all. But yeah, she's like, that's my ex. I don't really want to go talk to him and all this other stuff. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
They've just got him to have him go down to the planet then. Like, there, that would solve everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
Vulcan
Joe,
that I
there
know
are
that's
exes
around.
in Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Not all of them, though.
That's a different channel.
Yeah.
She's a boba and he is not. I don't remember that one. I've only got to watch the episode once today, so.
Like, I don't like it's the fact that like she's more physically attractive. I don't even know that was the joke. That like it was just that he was
It has to have been.
there. Like
I don't think we're evolved enough to like have the writers go like, oh, nobody's going to notice that there's
Yeah.
a difference between these two people as far as their conventionality of looks. You know, like.
but
I
I
think that had to be
didn't
part
like
of it.
no one tried to say like, oh, him. They were just like, oh, this is new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In their future, that would be true. In our present, it's not. So that is why
Mm-hmm.
I think it worked.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I enjoy Patton Oswalt a lot as like an actor and comedian. I was just like, hi Patton, I'm happy you're here.
Now,
The one who had his wife was murdered. Am I correct? Is that the?
She wasn't murdered, but she did die.
Oh, she died. Oh, sorry. She died. No, she was. Sorry.
She was researching a murderer.
Yes.
I was like, I
which
just
I
need
have
to
a
be
whole
clear,
weird
she
connection
died
to,
of-
and I'll tell you later.
She is a woman who died while writing a book about a murderer.
okay.
I believe there were like, I believe she took like a prescribed medication that turned out to not react well with a heart condition that they later figured
yeah.
out that she had.
But I just remember that he had some really good interviews on NPR and stuff. So he's, for me, he's much more than just hi, I'm a jokey guy. I mean, like
Yeah.
you listen to him, it's like okay, he's very philosophical, and he could play a straight role if they would give it to him. I think.
Yeah.
This is just, I think he could. Yeah, you're right. But
Not Vulcan straight, but I mean.
I like you're saying this reminded me very much of the like people who like love a culture, but they're only are able to get the like pop culture version of it, so they don't like
Yeah.
really understand it. Like for instance, in real life, the Europeans' obsession with a red Solo cup for American parties, and we're like, we just buy them because they're cheap. Like,
But it is in every movie and TV
yeah,
show.
it's in every
Like,
movie.
Oh, it is.
Or the like Harry Potter. This is from one of the movies. The like, what exactly is the purpose of a rubber duck?
I'm sure there's something in other countries that we do the same thing for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly. Like people who seem to think Japan is like everyone wears kimonos every day.
The Dutch wear wooden shoes to work.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Now, I was going to say,
Wait,
go ahead.
Rebecca Romaine is like the most attractive person ever. So
Something I was going to say when I was watching it, when it started off, I was expecting them to say, Ryza, because, I always thought Ryza was the planet we always went to for shore leave and whatnot, and not this other place.
Maybe that hasn't been established 100% yet, or it's just not near them.
True. And that's actually, I was trying to remember and I
I
haven't.
did see it in Enterprise.
Yes.
So they were there for, and that was actually at that point they were kind of a entertainment place already at that point.
Oh yeah, Ryza.
Nightclubs and how their own culture was kind of getting submerged by
here,
all the incoming, like very Hawaii.
as much as we talked
Yeah.
about, like the universe is too small. It does make sense that there's
Yeah.
more than Ryza.
True.
There's-
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
I'm
I
just.
feel like if you mention Ryza, people expect like a certain type of episode. Like if they like go down
Yeah.
there and there's gonna be model like literally
Yeah.
former Miss America. Is that what she was? Right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A Playboy as well, I think, or something. I
Yeah.
think that's why she. Yeah.
Lost the title.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel so bad because I actually like really enjoy that actress in Ugly Betty, and I cannot think of her name right now.
Oh, shoot. Because we accidentally got her birthday cake. Her last name's Williams, right? Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa
Yeah.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. We were ordering cakes from the same place. Davy Williams went to go pick up my birthday cake, and they handed it to him, and she's like, looking at it, and is like, walks back in, and is like, I don't think this is mine. So this says Vanessa Williams. It's like, oh no, and then she's like, they switch it out really quickly, and so it's like, he's like, is that Vanessa Williams? And she's like, yes.
Oh wow.
So, amazing, Aaron.
So I almost got Vanessa Williams' birthday cake. Oh, I have to. Okay.
Oh man.
The cake. Unfortunately, they've closed down now because of COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was Sweet Lady Jane's cake. And people who live in LA, they probably know I'm sure she went there because it was the trendy, popular place, and Davey wanted to try it one time, so we were like, okay, we'll do my birthday.
It was not cheap.
Amazing. I don't think I've ever accidentally picked up a celebrity's food, at least not knowingly.
No, same here.
Yeah.
Nope.
Maybe we just
LA is weird like that. You live here long enough, some strange story will happen to you.
I mean, when I was visiting LA, I saw Hugh Jackman at a play. To be fair, his girlfriend was in the play.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, that's like I was talking to someone. We were talking to somebody last weekend at a trek to Orlando, and they were saying that one of the reasons why you just don't do cons like in LA and whatnot is because it's not a big. It would not draw a crowd because kind of like what Aaron was saying, you already are used to seeing the actors and the stars throughout the area, so it wouldn't draw like locals people. It wouldn't draw the local.
But we do though, and especially like Comic-Con isn't that far away either.
Yeah, well,
I think if it's in LA, you have a better chance of getting people who live in LA to go.
That's true.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have a large because they're like, I don't have to travel.
I assume there would still be people like me who would like. If I saw a Star Trek actor, like if I just saw them at a store, I would probably leave them alone and not feel comfortable saying something to them, which I do at a convention because we're having an agreed upon interaction.
Agreed upon interaction.
Yeah. Well,
it's like the people are like, I'm just eating, and somebody's like, come up to me, like, I have seen like random Star Trek people in LA, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Well, we were eating and I heard, "Oh my," or something to that effect, and we're like, I have Starlog magazine that I'm reading while we're waiting for the food, and it has Sulu in it. And like, he's like, just put that away. I'm like, what? It's like, you're gonna look like a crazy person. I'm like, all right. And he's like, now slowly turn around and look somewhere else, but look over there. I'm like, what? It's like, oh, okay. And it was him and a bunch of his friends, his boyfriend, and his like group of people. So that was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I should put together like these like weird Star Trek stories or something.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of them.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, Worf, we have seen him too. I know where his gym is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, Cake Worf was a grump on Rise, 100%.
I like to call that episode, Worf has a backstory, so he ruins everyone's vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worf, that was interesting.
That was an interesting one. How he joined the
right
other
wing,
team. Yeah. Joined an insurrection like it was chanting. Oh, God.
It would be interesting to see. I don't know like, how those characters would react on that planet or something, but I'm trying to think of like what could they say about that. Like, I feel like the episodes are just losing that. Like, Star Trek has a message, even if it's like if you watch Lower Decks, they had really good messages in their crazy comedy. Like maybe everybody just wants to be Lower Decks and they don't know how to do comedy. Like, I don't know. It's just
I think that could definitely be part of it.
It's like they're having fun over there. Why can't we have fun?
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. This is the second time we've had like Kirk mention Sam or like Jim mention Sam and then not show Sam. And I was like, I like Dan Jeanette, please. Let me see Sam too.
He was fun.
Oh, speaking of Kirk, that made me. I like.
Very funny actor, so I feel like he could have done well in this episode.
I was like, speaking of Kirk, that made me think of I like how they did they're starting to build the interaction between him and Scotty. I really did enjoy that. I thought that's kind of cool that they're slowly building the TOS cast up together. And I wish Pele. I don't know. I just love Pelia. I love that character, and just because
She should have been in Starfleet Academy. That would have been fun.
that would have been awesome. Because that put her what 2,000 years old or how? I mean, who knows? She's been even probably close to.
She was live. Like.
Yeah, I don't know. She
was
alive during when Pythagoras was like coming up with his theories. So
yeah, so she's very, very old, and but I just love, and that's what I love about her. Honestly, that's what I do like about her character. Even when in this episode, when they're making the comment, she's like up top, and Pike's like, what?
But that's because we've talked about that. Like people in Star Trek know what a high five is. I mean, they've done it. Like Tilly did it all the time. I was
more confused why she was high fiving in the middle of this meeting.
True.
I high five.
It's not high five worthy. Whatever you're saying.
I wouldn't go up high with my boss.
Yeah, up high.
That'd be weird.
But she don't care. She's as Jill said, she's 5,000 years old. I mean,
that's a great thing about getting to 5,000. You don't care what other people think.
You don't care anymore.
No, and I kind of was
like Shakespearean insults.
Yes. Now I kind of missed a little bit of it. I was having to watch it and doing other stuff, but they said something about her room, her quarters is like almost like a Faraday cage, except they can't get into it. Okay.
She went off the grid. She's not connected to anything.
That's right.
So she, as a even her power is like powered by car batteries. I don't know where she gets that. That has to be like some other type of battery that just put into a car battery case or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. I enjoyed that. And and I was thinking about this. I mean, technically, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but M'Benga could have actually ordered them to go back because he could have, as a doctor, they were not themselves. I would have thought he could have.
He could have ordered them for evaluation, if nothing else. I think that would.
Yeah, but he could have taken them out of command at least. I think
that's what I mean. Like, just removing them and they're like, okay, now if that's what you choose to say, great. But in the meantime, we need to check this out.
Justify it. I think he was trying to justify it because I think at first the thing was that they were wanting to go down, and he was like, "Let's at least keep you on the ship."
Yeah, well, but I'm saying when they came back and didn't want to go and didn't return, I'm like, okay, you're not yourself. You're not your normal self anymore. So he could have at least, I think he could have at least officially, taken them out of command until they decided to go back to their normal biology, genetics, because that's.
I don't think anyone anticipated Lon being like, "Let's start a war."
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's logical about that?
Yeah.
To be fair, everyone is like, "What's up with that? That's off."
Yeah. Well, and then there's the implication that it was some of her augment genes, which means so is being evil like genetic or like it's just Khan didn't have to turn out the way he did if he had a different upbringing, correct? I mean, it doesn't make you automatically evil isn't,
No, I agree. Not evil, but they're definitely more aggressive.
Well, Bashir is an augment, essentially.
Yeah, to be fair, she's a direct descendant of Khan's
gene.
Yeah, that's true.
Genetics specifically, as opposed to just been augmented in some way.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think even with Julian, they talk about when the admiral is basically sensing his father, he's like, with every one Julian Bashir, there's all the other the cons and whatnot, how genetic manipulation doesn't work all the time. It's not perfect, and Julian was an exception to the rule in a way.
Yeah, I can't remember any of their names right now on the top of my head, but the augments you meet in Deep Space Nine, where it's they just can't function.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes this happens. If you mess around with stuff too much, this is a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She cheats at darts.
Cheats by like not doing well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She has tons, mostly for Monopoly. Oh, Joel.
I don't think. I would say Lon is not an augment. She is the descendant of an augment.
Yeah.
That's right. You're right.
But they were
She
making
is.
her to augment genes, not that she was an augment. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Time. So, if she's a direct descendant of Khan, wasn't he? Isn't he an augment? He's genetically engineered. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Did he have a lot of children too? Because like he was frozen. Like how did she? How did he get a descendant?
I kind of assume with like
I don't know.
I'm assuming
Project
like,
Khan.
especially especially him having Khan with like Genghis Khan. It's like so many people can like trace their thing like their descendants back to Genghis Khan.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He must have had
So many. To be fair, nothing about that track that Khan would be like one of like just have like a bunch of wives. Like to me, that makes complete sense. Like that's the kind of megalomaniac.
Oh yeah,
he
no,
is.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just like I'm curious to see how she was a direct descendant, given that he's an ice cube, and I want to know the thought between like let's take our most invaluable like spaceships and stuff and just put bad guys into it and shoot it into space for some reason. It's like that'll take care of it.
Yeah,
it's just very weird.
And
why freeze them?
Like I could also see Khan being like a little Elon Musky and just being like, let's science create a bunch of babies.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm trying to remember.
His last name being Musk made that sentence very weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember from the Enterprise, the augments, that little arc right there. I remember, oh my God, Brent Spiner. Oh my God, what was his?
Soong.
Soong, yeah. Talking about that, that they did have a lot of, the DNA and the embryos that were from back, during the days of Khan. I guess during, and that's why I said earlier, I was like, oh, maybe it's part of Project Khan, that we see the folder at the end of Picard. And the Soongs just kept on replicating the DNA. I mean, I don't know, but.
See, I don't know that it's like the same way we pass down genetic things. Like, you can pass down a genetic of like abnormality between like things. That's just how human beings work. Like the same way, like, and it might even be a thing where like it could be like a recessive gene where they like don't know that like what will and will not pop up. Like some eye colors just be like they will just like literally pop out of nowhere, or you'll like have a disease that like a great grandparent had, but then to me that makes sense. I was like, that's just how human genetics works. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
they've never said it's about. They've never said it's about being augmented. They've always said it's about like. They've always said it's about getting like augmentations. We've never seen it about anyone who's like related to someone who's augmented.
Well, yeah. Well, in not TNG, DS9, the prohibition is on genetic manipulation.
Yeah.
That's what got Julian. That's what he was. They modified his DNA to fix his intelligence and all that stuff. So he was genetically modified. That, I think, that's more of the ban. The ban is genetic modification. Yeah. But then again, does that make you an augment? I don't know. So, but yeah, Lon, she was a little crazy.
Also, like, there's some ethical things of being like, we ban you from ever serving in Starfleet because you have a like ancestor like that we don't like. It's like
yeah.
Like that sounds illegal to ban.
Yeah, it's Starfleet. They're going to do what they want to do. or the Federation. They're going to, they don't always follow their own rules. But no.
Plus, half the shows now are trying to like show that the augment band is kind of ridiculous, and we're like, that's like they show that in Deep Space Nine and Prodigy, and in this show with Una.
It doesn't ever get resolved, but they keep showing it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, like I said, for me, it was a decent episode. I've enjoyed all the ones I've watched. All of them, I've enjoyed them all. It's just okay. I didn't catch all of that. The whole, what were they talking about when they were like, trying to tell each other secrets or something, like talking about Romulans? I was that confused me.
They both know of the existence of Romulans, which the vast majority of the people in this time don't know that Romulans are descended from Vulcans, or they have the same.
That's correct. That's right. I'm glad you. That's right. Okay, that's what I was wondering because
Pike knows about it because of his balance of terror. That's the original episode, right? Title. What's the? You know what I'm talking about.
Something of mercy, quality of mercy.
Yeah.
Like that?
Because he went and lived that episode and saw that, and she knows about it when she went back in time with other universe Pike.
Yes.
And she met Romulans there.
That's right.
They both know about Romulans because of time travel and are not supposed to discuss it because everyone else shouldn't know about it.
Okay, that's how they were tying it all in. I was trying to figure out what they were tomorrow. Yep.
So now they know, I'm assuming, because they're not going to forget just because they became a human again. So they both know that they know.
Yeah, I know that you I know that you know that I know.
Yeah. But she's also got a point in, again, this TOS.
It's classified.
It's classified. Spock doesn't know yet. No.
Yeah, that's true.
When's the Muppet episode coming out?
Next season.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we only have two episodes left. If it was the Muppets in the finale or something, that would be really weird. It'd be like, okay, the show has gone off the rails now.
I think Muppets
100%.
Like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad it's not this season after this episode is goofy. And
the problem is, it would be like having those old scientists should be the one really amazing episode of the series. Now we have all of these. They're becoming less special by doing these weird things, and they're not good half the time. So
okay,
and they don't have that many episodes, so don't.
And that's
stick with what you know, and what people like. Not saying don't be like don't take chances, and I hate new Star Trek or anything. But Star Trek is something.
Yes. The Muppets Invent Time Machine and turn Pike into a Muppet. Yeah. Well, but that's what I think that's what I was getting at.
Pike when he was a puppet.
Yeah. When I said that earlier, it's like because they only have 10 episodes, they're doing all these what would be considered back in the day one-offs. You said, you gave a perfect one. Those old scientists. And that was their one, well, for my opinion, one of the best episodes of Trek ever. And that's saying a lot. There's a lot of Trek, but that one was just perfect. Muppet Hot Tub episode. But I think that's what I've had the biggest problem with this season so far. It's just been these, I hate to say oddball, but that's, just these unique episodes every time so far. That's kind of probably where I was going with it, I think.
I understand that, they're like, oh, we're episodic, we can have, more fun with it, and I get that. But I was like, oh, I also do want serious episodes, though.
Exactly.
I mean, so far, the Sailot that ate its tail, who ate its tail, to me feels like that's a really good balance, because there was the comedic elements with Pelia that were not over the top. There were some funny things. And then there was really serious stakes and a very Star Trek-y kind of ending. More of those, please.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think the next two episodes I do not think are going to be silly
No, I don't think so.
I would think not. They need to kind of wrap it up and get it ready for the next season. Then
It'd be
again,
weird if they didn't have any whatsoever. It's just there's just no wrap up. It's just like a regular
Yeah.
episode. That's it.
We were just talking about Shades of Grey, so
yeah, it just. I feel like the writers are taking a little bit too much liberty this season. At times.
Before you came on, we were talking about that. At times, it also feels like it feels very fragmented, as if ChatGPT was writing it. It's like, let's dump a bunch of stuff into the prompts and it spits it out. But because everybody's attention span is so short and just the way writing, it just feels like it was like, I wrote for 10 minutes on my lunch break, and then I did this for a half hour in the evening. It's like, yeah, the story all makes sense together, and it does make sense. It's just like, it just feels, I don't know.
That's a good.
It's like
that's
a
a good way.
fragmented hard drive.
No, that's a really good way of putting it.
like I enjoy a lot of the scenes, but when I think about the story, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. The parts are bigger than the sum of the whole, or whatever. The reverse of that saying.
Yeah. No, it is. Maybe think about the importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. It's been a. I like the I like the Chat GPT question. That's a good one.
Which is obviously not what they're doing. Well, I hope not what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was such a big thing that the writers were pushing.
Oh,
against.
see, Jill's got a good point there. She can barely remember episodes, and that's never.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah.
there's a couple animated series episodes that are only 23 seconds. Or 23 seconds. Very short.
Really
23
short.
minutes. But my attention wanders, and I have to go back, and I've seen them a million times, but it's still like, this isn't holding my attention. What's going on? And then you kind of watch it. It's like, okay, the story is not as cohesive as it could be, but you double that and put it into like a live action. It just makes it worse.
Yeah.
And true, and
It feels like, did I miss a scene somewhere? No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
exactly. And I can say, like, with the first two seasons, like I actually didn't mind getting up too early to watch them. I haven't felt the urge to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go and just watch them, which is not good.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
I'm really curious to see how tonally different Starfleet Academy is, or if it is, hopefully.
Yeah.
There actually is a Lanthanite in there. They said, half Lanthanite?
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it's Amelia's
don't-
daughter.
From what I understand about it, I think it's not going to be episodic. So I don't think we'll have the tonal shifts of like.
Oh, yeah. It does feel like it's going to be more like Discovery in that sense of just sort of like a whole continuing story. Apparently, Starfleet Academy also is a ship, that's interesting.
It does actually, for like teaching them, it kind of does make sense to be like that way you can see what you actually will do
Yeah.
in Starfleet.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of cool though. Like we've reached that point in whatever the time frame is that like it's just easy to do that. So but the Starbase was a ship. And
Have we switched writers between seasons? Possibly. I don't know.
I mean, some.
Honestly, the stories haven't been engaging enough for me to check who wrote it, except for like one of them. So I haven't even really been paying attention. I probably should.
Yeah. Well, that's a sad, again, that's not good when we're not even wanting to check out who's the writers are.
Especially like on Discovery when we would talk with them online, or like you message them like through Twitter or whatever, and it's like people were very excited to talk to them, and now I don't see that happening. I mean, Blue Sky is different, but I don't see that happening quite as much. That social engagement with this show.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Anson Mount. I know he does a lot of videos and live streams and stuff.
He does.
People.
And so does Todd Stashbook. He actually does a lot of lives, Instagram lives when he's back in the States again. He's portraying with us. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Academy. I mean,
I am too. I mean,
don't screw it up, Paramount.
Obviously, I've been wanting a
I'm just like-
Starfleet Academy show for a while. You can tell I've had this for a while because this thing is stained.
Well, the cartoon in 1969 that they didn't make was supposed to be basically Starfleet Academy. So
Oh, okay.
How dare they not give me something?
they were on a
I
training
wanted,
ship too. That
I
was
wasn't born yet.
Yeah,
the
me either.
Excalibur.
Yeah. Hey, give me President Archer.
And Aaron is still so
Yeah.
great on social
Oh,
media,
yeah.
but obviously,
Oh yeah, yes.
Prodigy. I don't know what the future of Prodigy is. Obviously, I don't think anyone does. But
No.
It's in the calendar this year, at least. They have the Protostar in the Star Trek calendar. Something.
ooh, that is genuinely something, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you.
You remembered it exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Also-
remember the show exists?
Yeah. Wasn't there some? Oh yeah, there was in that wall of the Easter egg wall in in Starfleet Academy. Like, isn't Zero's in there or something?
I don't remember that one, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. When, like, this is what worries me about Starfleet Academy is that wall literally had no one that we didn't know, and that's wrong. Like, there's 900 years in between. Or not,
Yeah. They
800?
lost all those
Whatever.
records in the
Yeah, I
burn.
get.
Yeah.
They burned them all. Don't worry about it.
Well, they better be very careful with how they do. The fact that they had the emissary up there, if they mess that up, there's going to be you could have a big backlash if they do something wrong, or I don't know.
I could see them wrapping up that story because, okay, let's be honest. As far as I can tell, unless something very much changes, we're not getting David
Correct.
Rose to
No,
do
no,
anything.
no. Probably not. Highly
But,
unlikely.
Like, hey, let's establish that he did come home eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Not leave him like Sam Beckett, like just out there. Speaking
Leaping
of someone-
around forever.
Speaking of Archer,
Aaron, you're muted. I looked up and I saw his voice, but no.
That was weird. I don't know how it muted. I didn't mute it.
I
I was saying if it's like Sam Beckett, it's like they misspell his last name, or is it Cisco CS or CISCO or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What I was saying before, I guess when I was muted, that I don't think that we're going to find. I think it's just going to be a continuing mystery. It's like we don't even know what that, because that whole thing that she was in, if you look at all the other screens, they're all mysteries of Starfleet, like mysteries of parallel universes.
I could see that. I could.
Yeah.
And there's like I said, I don't think there's a good way to like wrap up Cisco's story because we obviously, like, Avery Brooks is retired. I think we've all accepted that.
But I also don't think they want to, because that leaves
No.
it open for doing other,
That
beta
leaves
canon
it
stuff.
open in general.
More
if
books.
they- for the books, or if like Turok ever wants to do anything with Jake.
That'd be interesting.
That
would be.
I would thought, like, I'm sure I've complained about it on before that they only that Captain's autobiography series only has one audiobook, and for the Kate Mulgrew. And I think it's because people are either too expensive or not with us anymore. But I was like, I always thought they should get Turok to
That would be
do the
good.
Cisco one.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have an audiobook?
I don't think so.
I hadn't checked,
No,
'cause
it does
was, like,
not.
relatively
At least
new.
when it came out, it didn't. The only one it turns out is the Kate Mulgrew one,
Ah.
which is great.
That one's good, actually. I love that.
I genuinely love that audiobook. I highly suggest it. Which is why I was so disappointed when I realized none of the other ones do. I also they should get Ethan to do the Spock one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
And get Paul Wesley to do the Kirk one because Shatner is too expensive. Like,
Paul Wesley's
like
probably
this the entire
good.
time. He could do his
Yeah.
his space adventure hour guy.
talk about expensive. I do understand why there's not a Picard one. Or maybe just hire a British man to do an audiobook for like accessibility reasons. I kind of maybe like the idea that like he did return at some point, but maybe it's just like not in the records exactly when or how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially the 900 years later of it all.
Or he just shows, like, it blinks in for a second. It's like, And then
Hi.
it's like,
And leaves.
His life
I
becomes,
returned.
His life becomes who looks the visitor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Basically.
he pulls a visitor.
Hey,
but
what's
it's all
up?
like the brilliant light, so you don't even see who. it
Hello,
really is.
what's up? Oh, new child.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I genuinely can't remember what right now. What was that new kid's name? Did they
Who?
name him?
On what?
are we talking about?
Cassidy's pregnant, right? When they leave.
Oh right. In the books, I think they name him. I can't remember, but yeah.
I don't remember.
And I know in that Deep Space Nine documentary, one of the things that we're going to have him.
As a character.
Oh god, we've got super off topic.
Yeah. Whoops.
Well, I think I don't know.
Almost time for
Wrapping this up is
Salon.
kind of, I think, one of the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever got an official name. I guess the salon is starting soon. If we want to wrap
Oh,
up,
yeah.
so we can find everyone.
All right. I'm sorry. I thought I'm Chris. I'm at the transporter room. You can find me at transporter room for everywhere, just about everywhere.
Aaron?
Oh, sorry.
I know.
You can. I like all of a sudden work messages are just like barraging my screens. I'm like, yes, you can find me on Twitter, Twitter, not anymore. Blue Sky, Instagram, and at Geek Filter. I just put out a poster that I did for the Sailot who ate its tail. It took me that long because I painted myself into a very detailed corner, and I like overly just made the drawings like really almost photorealistic. But I had a lot of fun with it. It's Pelia's apartment in the 80s. So. But I have at some point in the future, I have something from Star Trek Adventures coming out. I just don't know when it is, and I'm not allowed to talk about what it is. So. But just look on the future, or out in the future somewhere.
I'm Rachel. I'm often here hosting these. I'm also on the, you can find me Drama.org884 on the internet, and then I'm also on Masks and Mayhem, an actual play podcast where we play Mutants and Masterminds. 3rd edition. We did a live stream last night for our friend, to promote our friend's superhero YA book, and that should still be on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess that's the end. Everyone go check out the salon, and live long and prosper, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe to YouTube to watch the Tex-Trek podcast live or listen to us later on your favorite podcast platform. Follow Stephen Fothery on socials at TXTrek. Thank you and take care.